My favorite part of hip hop is its conception story. Born from nothing in the South Bronx at a time when the Bronx was burning, neglect, fire, disinvestment, entire communities written off. And yet something was created there. Jamaican DJ Kool Herc brought some of the flavor from his island and introduced a new vibe, a new feeling, not just music, but a way of experiencing music. One party, August 11th, 1973, a recreation room in 1520 Cedric Avenue. Such an ordinary setting for something that would later reshape Gold Blue culture. The history is funny like that. Massive cultural shifts hiding inside what looks just like another night. I always say, oh, how boring the world would be if they ain't had that party on August 11th, 1973. The year is 1973 and school is about 3 weeks away. I'm thinking about throwing a party. I'm going to ask my brother, can he DJ? He said, these Americans can't party. I said, yo, please, my brethren. He said, fine, let's do it on August the 11th. And this ain't no freebie, so you better tell them it's a quarter for the ladies and 50 cents for the fellas. I'm so excited. I got to get my hair done. Time to call up my girls and have some real fun. Day of the gym coming. I'm busy all day hauling ass. People yelling out their cars. What's the Addy? I said it's 1520 Cedric Ave. The night is finally here. Oh my God, so many people. I hope they don't start a riot. My brother said the sound system's back in Jamaica. Make these speakers seem quiet. Copa Rock got the mic and he starts stealing the show. I'm Copa Rock and it's 9 o'clock and we won't stop till your body drop. My brother doing something with them records to make the break last longer. Oh shit, he turning the music up, got the bass going stronger. I don't know, it's something about this party. I don't know, it's something different about this party. It's like the people is enhancing. Now they all in a circle. It's like they break dancing. My brother looking at me grinning, the sweat running down his face. He said, you see it? It's more than a party. It's a whole new space. The bass thumping like a heartbeat, the crowd moving as one. And I swear, every time he looped that break, the room felt like a rising sun. Next thing you know, people rhyming little chants over the beat, talking slick, shouting out names, trying to keep their flow on beat. MCs got them laughing, shouting out neighborhoods and crews, spitting things that ain't quite singing, but ain't quite the blues. I'm standing in the middle of it, taking in the whole scene, thinking, this feel much bigger than a party just for teens. The room buzzing, the floor shaking, everybody dripping sweat, and it hit me. This the type of night that nobody gonna forget. The party finally ending, but nobody want to leave. It feel like something powerful got planted. Something none of us could see. Walking home barefoot, hair messed up, dress sticking to my skin. Where I turned back like whatever that was only the beginning. Because hip hop didn't just begin as a industry or institution. It began as a response. Creativity under pressure, as invention when resources were scarce. I was introduced to hip hop in the womb. My mother loved Tupac Shakur, who would later become my favorite rapper. So much that she used to say she would have named me Tupac had I been born a boy. I still laugh thinking about it to this day because not that it's unbelievable, but I just wonder what my father would have said about that. But that says something important. Hip hop wasn't something I discovered later in life. It was already present, already playing, already shaping the emotional environment around me. Hip hop became more than just party music. It became a medium of resistance. Dr. Bettina Love said hip hop didn't invent anything, but it reinvented everything. And that is the latest iteration of our African traditions. So long before we gathered in circles over beats and microphones, we gathered in circles for survival, in secrecy, in the woods, planning hope, planning escape, dreaming of another life, a life free from bondage. And before that, villages gathered with the African griot in the center to keep our memory, to keep our history, to keep our story. Sharing lessons, warning, humor, wisdom. We always had that oral tradition. We got that oral tradition. Word of mouth, soul, transmission from the stoop to the block to the church kitchen. Yeah, we keep spitting. That's the mission. We got that oral tradition. You know, sitting on the stoop, lady spilling the truth. Fish fried gossip with a little bit of proof. The laughs get loud. Yeah, the stories get thick. Girl, he showed up with a side chick. In the barbershop, the talk's real bold. The fades get tight while the stories get told. Me, I ain't one to boast or brag, but Shorty last night had me wave the flag. We got that oral tradition. On the playground where the secrets unfold, you won't believe what my mama told. From the sandbox talk to the corner store, our words been gospel since long before. We got that oral tradition. Grandma said, baby, don't let the world name you before you name yourself. That truth came through. Aunties humming, the pot still bubbling, it's loving the food, old stories doubling. We got that oral tradition. Every tale got rhythm plus heat. Every block got history right beneath our feet. We don't write it down, we speak it loud. Our legacy's born in a talking crowd. We got that oral tradition. Hip-hop simply carries that lineage forward. Modern tools, same impulse. Rhythm and narrative as survival technology. Hip-hop for me has always been my savior. Because even though my family was full of storytellers, there was a culture class when it came to really getting into the grit of how you're actually feeling. We could tell stories endlessly, but direct emotional exposure, that was different. Mental health stigma in Black communities run deep, but it's important to understand where it comes from. When you tell a people repeatedly, systemically, that they're unimportant, unworthy of basic human rights, that their existence is attached to labor, it does something to their psyche. Some begin to believe it. And even when you don't consciously believe it, you're still navigating a society, a science, a media landscape that rarely reflects you back with dignity or complexity. So you learn to adapt. You learn that survival is safer than vulnerability. So we grow up hearing what happens in this house stays in this house. But what happens when the violence and pain is coming from inside the home? You stay quiet. You learn that your feelings aren't important, that strength is mandatory, and that endurance is survival. Ain't no such thing as mental health. Therapy is for white people. But hip hop came through and said, no, the survivors got something to say right now. So whether it was Grandmaster Flash saying, Melly Mel saying, don't push me because I'm close to the edge, or NWA saying, F the police coming straight from the underground. A young got in the bag because I'm brown. These weren't just lyrics. They were emotional declarations, collective testimony, psychological release. Hip-hop normalized expression where silence had been inherited. It gave language to pressure, anger, frustration, and even pride. It made emotion audible. So when you hear a song like Queen Latifah's UNITY, when she asks, who you calling a BITCH? It wasn't just a question, it was an outcry, a boundary, a demand for dignity, a refusal of degradation. Hip-hop has always done this. Storytelling, witnessing, resistance. Hip-hop didn't ask for legitimacy either. It existed because it had to. Because silence was never an option for people carrying this much reality. Hip-hop became the conversation we weren't allowed to have, the emotion we weren't taught to name, the truth that nobody wanted to archive. Long before institutions validated our voices, we validated each other. Through beats, through bars, and through stories that refuse to disappear.